Hi, my name is David. You're watching Blown Fuse Garage. Today we're going to be installing this dual audio media receiver and backup camera into my 2003 Honda Civic. Here's the tools that we're going to be using for the video today. First is going to be a rotary tool. Next will be a drill with a 3/32 drill bit. Next will be a wire crimping tool. Next, wire strippers, Phillips head screwdriver, plastic pry tool, slip joint pliers, a 1/4-inch drive ratchet with an 8mm and 10mm socket and an extension, and last will be a 3/8 drive ratchet with a 14mm socket and an extension. So first thing we're going to do is remove the center console. You will need to remove the shift knob and the black pocket along the parking brake. There will be two clips on the front of the center console that you will need to push in the center to allow you to remove them. And then there will be two Phillips head screws that you will see close to the shift knob when you remove the black pocket. And then you'll have two more Phillips head screws in the very back of the console. Next, pull out the lower pocket and disconnect the cigarette lighter socket. We're going to take our 1/4-inch drive ratchet, extension, and 8mm deep socket to remove the two Phillips head bolts that are holding in our radio assembly to the dashboard. Next, we're going to take our plastic pry tool and remove the radio and AC control assembly from the dashboard. Next thing we're going to do now is remove the Phillips head screws for the AC controls and for the radio. Next, we're going to use our rotary tool to remove the middle section of our double-din radio bezel. Okay, so now we're going to unbox our radio. Let's check this out. So we have our external microphone, and we also have RCA connectors here. Here's our radio harness. We got a remote, external remote, and some hardware, and another little plastic trim, which we won't need for this vehicle. Now let's check out our radio. So this is a multimedia receiver, so there's no DVD player, CD player, anything like that on it. It does have a USB cable built into it, which you can use for either your Android Auto or for your Apple CarPlay. Okay, so next thing we're going to do here is reinstall our AC controls and install our new radio. Just make sure to use the supplied screws when mounting the radio to the bracket. Okay, so now we can go ahead and hook up our factory harness adapter to our aftermarket radio harness. Go ahead and follow along with the instructions that are included for the radio and match them up to the wires of the adapter harness, which will have description markings on each individual wire to tell you where they belong. Next, route the external microphone by removing the driver's side lower dash panel and the A-pillar. Now route the wire through the exposed dash opening to the floor of the driver's side dash. Take the microphone wire and route it through the brackets to the opening where your radio is located. Then zip tie the microphone wire to any harness located under the dash so that it will not get caught by the steering column. Next, route the camera video cable through the passenger side opening. Next, install the radio harness adapter and zip tie the excess wires for the microphone. Before installing the radio, you will need to use butt connectors on 2 more wires. First wire you will connect is the red wire from the rear camera video cable to the purple wire with the right tracer on the radio harness. The second wire you hook up is the solid pink wire, which you will need to go to a ground. I used the factory ground on the lower middle section of the dash. Just remove the bolt using the 1/4" ratchet extension and 10mm socket. Use some 18 gauge wire and connect the ring terminal to it. Then put the ring terminal on top of the factory ground ring terminal and install the bolt. Next, you need to route the camera video wire under the passenger side carpet. Remove the passenger side kick panel and pull the carpet back and route the wire to the door. Use your plastic pry tool and remove the passenger side panels along the carpet and continue to route the camera wire. You will also need a 3/8 ratchet extension and 14mm socket to remove the seat belt bolt. You do not need to remove the passenger seat. I only did it so you would have a better view of me routing the wire. Tuck the wire along the bottom passenger side of the rear seat and then behind the seat belt. Fold down the rear seat and tuck the wire between the top and bottom rear seat cushions. But make sure that the wire is under the bar for the folding seat. You can stick your hand down the side of the folding seat cushion and you will feel the bar that the wire needs to go under. Tuck the video wire along the top section of the seat and then into the trunk. Remove the chrome trim on top of the license plate lights. There will be a nut you will need to remove with the 1/4" ratchet extension and an 8mm socket. Then take your pliers and squeeze each of the 4 white clips on the chrome trim to remove it from the trunk. Next, remove the passenger side license plate lens from the trunk and use your rotary tool to cut out a small section of the lens and the gasket. Take the chrome trim and place the rear view camera on it. Mark the 2 mounting holes with the marker and then take your drill and 3/32 drill bit and drill the marks you made. Next, use the supplied screws for the camera and a Phillips head screwdriver and mount the camera. If you need to adjust the view of the camera, you can slightly loosen the 2 screws on the side and raise and lower the camera to get your desired view, and then tighten the screws. Mount the chrome trim and the license plate lens back onto the trunk. Route the camera wire through the trunk and out the passenger side opening. Next, install T-tab connectors on the green wire and black wire of the passenger side reverse light harness. disconnect the red wire from the video cable with the red wire from the camera harness and install them to the T-tap on the green wire of the reverse light. Then install the black wire of the camera harness to the T-tap on the black wire of the reverse light. Okay, so now let's test the camera. Okay, so everything works. Now we can go ahead and clean up the wiring and put the interior back together. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.